If you've ever thought about moving to Dubai, investing here, or setting up a business, this episode is for you. I'm joined by Ali Hashim from licensedoctor.ae, a market entry specialist who's helped people from all over the world understand and access the opportunities Dubai offers. Today, we're breaking down visas, business setup, the property market, and what the future of Dubai looks like. Let's get into it. Ali, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it, spending some time here, and we'll go right into it. So tell us a little about your journey and how you got to what you're doing right now.
I started into company setups and visas 10 years back, 2014 in Dubai. Before that, I was doing it in Abu Dhabi, but I found Dubai an attractive market, and I see lots of people are basically lost in setting up licenses, bank account. There's lots of confusion, and I saw a gap. So I came to this market, started advising people for the right jurisdiction, right license, and then after that, helping them to get the visas, golden visas. And now we have expanded our services to accounting services, bank account opening, HR services. This is what actually made me to come to this industry. And also with the FDI, Foreign Direct Investment Authority, making the rules and regulations easier in Dubai, where other Emirates it's a little bit strict. So that's why I thought like we can play in this ground in a better way.
What do you mean by it was a little bit stricter in the other Emirates? What's the differences between Dubai and other Emirates if you wanted to get a visa or company set up?
I would say Dubai is digitalizing everything, right? So there is no more queues. The process-wise is much easier. Approval comes much faster. And yes, there are some standard procedures of every Emirate, even in Dubai. But if an investor wants to set up a company, for example, if you want to set up a company with two different activities, but they are a little bit next to each other, if you want to open a grocery shop, but at the same time you want to deliver the products at the doorstep, in other Emirates, you need two licenses. And that's because when you open a grocery shop, that's a trading company. And when you want to set up a delivery bike or something, that's a service. So they call it like commercial license and professional license. They cannot be mixed together. Now, in Dubai, when you explain this business plan, they would tell you like, okay, fine, no problem. You can have it in one license. So
it's half the cost.
It's half the cost. They are more lenient, helping people to open up companies here, buying properties, getting visas.
So you've been doing this for over 10 years now?
Over 10 years.
In Dubai?
In Dubai, 2014 I have started.
And what's changed in that time in what you've been doing?
A lot have changed because as we all know that in Dubai, things change regularly. And I get this question all the time saying that how can we trust the process? What if we get the golden visa now or we set up the company and the rules and regulations change? But just to be fair, the rules and regulations have changed to make things easier. For example, before 2020, any mainland company, you must have a local Emirati in the license. But after 2020, post-COVID, they removed this regulation just to ease the process. Now you can have a mainland company with 100% ownership. So these kind of changes. For golden visa, you must invest 10 million dirhams. This was before COVID. Then you are eligible for golden visa. But COVID hit, post-COVID, they reduced it from 10 million to 2 million dirhams to attract more investors. And then in 2023, they also reduced the 2 million to 400,000 dirhams. So just the property value should be 2 million dirhams. And then if you invest just 20% of it on mortgage or off plan, you can get golden visa. So these are the changes we have seen in our career. 10 years back, our job was tough, but now it's becoming easier and easier because the government is more lenient to attract investors.
It's really the same with almost everything you do in Dubai. Everything gets easier. And any changes, they are there to make the whole process and to make people feel more confident in the system, etc. It's all changes for good, yes?
Yes,
It's very rare that you find a change in any policy here that actually isn't good for
100%.
I
Totally
can't think
agree.
of anything right now. I mean, maybe rose-colored spectacles, but no, I can't think of anything that's changed. I'm thinking about car licensing, getting your eye test is so much easier now. You know, you just go to the optician and it's already uploaded into the system. What else? Going to the doctors is so easy. Everybody arrives on time. It's just everything is working so
Yep.
much better. And I still think there's improvements that can be made.
Of course.
And I think that's something that the government here is constantly looking at and trying to find different improvements. You've already mentioned to me offline just before we started talking is that everything is going to be 24/7 so in the government. Yeah.
Of course, because it's Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid's initiative to make the government authorities 24/7, because now Dubai is not dealing just locally. We have investors which wants to apply for golden visas to expand their businesses or relocate over here from all over the world. And with the Zoom meetings and team meetings, with online notary public, everything can be online. So basically, without stepping into Dubai, you can set up your license or you can apply for your visa. This is going to happen end of this year.
Can you imagine telling anybody from anywhere else in the world that the government's going to work 24/7? Is it 365? No, it won't be working. Surely not 365 days of the year.
No, public
You're gonna-
holidays.
Lovely. Good,
yeah,
good.
of course.
Okay, they're going to get a rest.
Yeah, of course. And there will be shifts, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. But it's extraordinary to think that people won't believe it.
Already some authorities are working until 11 p.m. or 12 a.m.
Really?
already.
Wow.
Yep.
It's incredible. So you're Emirati. That means that you're from the United Arab Emirates and you were
100%.
born, you said, in Al Ain.
In
A
LA.
lot of people won't know where Al Ain is because it's not a big name in terms of the Emirates.
Yep.
It's not an emirate of itself, is it?
It's not an emirate itself. You can call it like a province of Abu Dhabi.
Hmm.
It's 1 hour and a half away from Abu Dhabi and also from Dubai. Basically, I don't know why people don't know Al Ain, because the story of UAE have started from Al Ain.
Exactly.
The founder of the UAE is from Al Ain, born and raised over there.
Sheikh Zayed.
Yeah, Sheikh Zayed. So you can proudly say like I come from a city of royal families. Yeah, you will see lots of palaces there. The only caveat is there is lots of roundabouts.
Yes, I remember. And also, I believe, some very good hospitals there.
Very good hospitals, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest university is there in the UAE. So a beautiful small town.
Yeah. And it has a hill, a mountain almost.
A mountain, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Jabal.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Very good. So lots of things have changed in your business, but what do you see now from the different people that are approaching you now? You must see a change in who it is you're doing business with.
Before 2022, I was only dealing with Middle East people. Let's say GCC, India, Pakistan, Iran. Like these were my clients. And back in 1990s, these were the first people coming here, opening restaurants and malls and shopping malls. But post-COVID, because COVID, all the world was shut down and everything was blocked, but UAE was open. This attracted lots of Western people, European people. So the inquiries have shifted from the Middle East to, let's say, all over the world. Now our inquiries mainly come from UK and other parts of Europe, USA and Canada.
I was with a developer yesterday and they were telling me that they have their biggest clients in the last quarter have been from the USA and Canada, in fact.
Yeah.
Bringing their money to the UAE for better returns and a safer place to leave their capital. And you're seeing that the same, are you? US?
Yeah, 100%. The other day I met a guy from Germany. At first I did not understand what he was talking about, but later on I understood. He's saying like, you know what, in future Dubai I think should be tokenized. And I was thinking like the tokenized. He was telling me what Ali I mean is that after 10 years, I think there is no better place than Dubai. Everyone who wants to invest in Dubai or wants to come to Dubai, they should get a token, right? And there should be certain tokens per year. And once your token comes in, you can come to Dubai, because tell me a better place than Dubai.
So it's not quite a lottery, but it's like a waiting list. There's a waiting list.
There should be waiting lists.
Oh.
Not everybody should be allowed to come to Dubai. I said, no, come on, we welcome everybody.
It's going to be too full. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So let's just get into what you're actually doing on a day-to-day basis, and address maybe your business as such. What does your business look like? What are you doing for your clients?
We do business setups. That's our core business. We help clients who are looking to relocate their businesses over here or expand their businesses. There are multiple options if you want to expand your business through a branch company or through a subsidiary. And we help new businessmen who come here and they found an opportunity and set up a business. That's our core business. Now, consequences of that setting up the business, we also support them in visas. So if they want to have an office or employees, we help them to find an office and to get employment visas. And after that, if they want further assistance in accounting services or payroll services, we also help in that. So this is our day-to-day, our core business. 30 to 35% of inquiries of our business 3 years back, we started getting for golden visas. This is because of the property investors that they are coming. So yeah, now we also do golden visas for doctors, athletes, property investors, CEOs, executives.
Okay, so I am from overseas, and I would like to set up a company here in Dubai. And I call Mr. Ali and say, Ali, this is what I'm trying to do. What are you going to be asking? What do you need from me to do that?
First of all, I want to understand what you are looking to do, right? The biggest mistake that people do is they keep the cost as a main key factor for setting up a company. So they look for cheap and cheerful company setup, which is wrong. If you want to set up your company, first you have to identify the activities that you are doing. So let's say you want to set up a real estate company. Right now, real estate company, you can find the activity in the free zone, you can find the activity in Ajman or wherever. But if your focus is in Dubai, then a Dubai mainland company is good. So I would need a small business plan, not like a book, but small business plan, one pager, that what you are looking to do. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want to see if your focus is going to stay in Dubai, or you're going to expand in other Emirates or GCC or globally, because that also matters. For example, if you come to me and tell me like, Ali, I just want a soft landing. I don't want to go through mainland road. I just want to set up a free zone company because right now my business is global. I'm not going to bring any business to Dubai. I just want to invoice from Dubai. Free zone is okay for you for a couple of years, but after 2 or 3 years, you get clients in Dubai and now you want to sell in Dubai. You cannot. Then you have to set up a mainland company. Now you have 2 licenses. So if you give me first thing, a business plan, which also has the scalability of for how many years that you will be running this business and what will be your focus of this 5 years, then I can direct you to the right jurisdiction and then we will set it up for you.
And typically from the first conversation, as long as they provide you with all that documentation immediately, what is the timescale for start to finish to set up a company, get some visas for the directors, maybe his family as well?
It always depends on the jurisdictions,
Right.
whether we are going to set up in DMCC or Javza or mainland. But you're looking around 1 month.
Okay.
There's lots of agents or consultants that will tell you like 1 week or 2 weeks. That's a lie. They just want to grab the deal, close it. We are not in business of closing deals. It will take you 1 month. So the business setup itself will take 1 to 2 weeks. And then after that, establishment cards and then visas and then bank account. So you should consider 1 month. But this doesn't mean that you have to be in this country for 1 month. You can be just for a week or 2 weeks just to sign on papers and then you can fly back, because most of the things can be done remotely, which end of this year, the whole business setup can be done remotely.
Really?
Yeah.
What about but you still have to come here for the medical, etc.
you still have to come for medical.
I mean, you must have lots of conversations with people who are setting up businesses,
Of course.
and maybe they've spoken to other people, or maybe they've gone online and done their research and they've come up with the wrong answer. What are some of the typical misunderstandings that people might have about setting up a business here in Dubai?
The biggest mistake they do is either they follow a friend, or they Google, or there is a new thing, ChatGPT.
Right.
Right? You cannot set up your business in the UAE, because in UK you go online. I have set up my business in USA and UK on e-commerce. Go online, fill up a form, and then your trade license comes out, which says like any activity. When I saw the trade license, I called the department saying like, any activity? Said like, yes, you can do any activity, from consulting to trading to real estate, restaurant, everything. It's a bit different here. It's not good or bad, it's just a different way. So Google is not your friend. Your friend is not your friend when it comes to you setting up your company, because maybe your friend is doing something else and you want to do something else. Even if your friend is doing something what you want to also do, but he have set up the company in 2020 or 2022 and now it's 2025, things are changing. So this might not apply you. So these are the mistakes normally people do. Dubai is a new country. It's not like UK 250 years old or USA. It's a new country. It's evolving. Rules and regulations are changing for making life easy over here, right? So it's always good to have a consultant. When you want to buy a property, yes, you can go to developer and buy a property, but it's always better to have a consultant on the background advising you on the best property. When you want to set up a company, always have a consultant on a background. Getting a visa, getting a golden visa, getting a home for rental, car, for example. Have someone which has experience in this market and is on the field. And it's easy to get over here. So this is my advice, that whenever you want to do something here or open a business, even when you open a business, have a manager which is a local. Not local Emirati, but like locally based over here, a resident, which knows the market, knows the regulations, knows how to run the business. We hired a marketing guy, and I told him like, lots of clients are asking me a comparison sheet between mainland and free zone. Can you create a comparison sheet and bring it to me? So like, okay, perfect. Tomorrow I'll do it. I was like, tomorrow you would do it. It takes time. He said, no, tomorrow I will do it. So fine, no problem. The first thing on that comparison sheet, it says free zone and mainland and ownership. Free zone, 100% foreign owned. Mainland, 51% local Emirati needed.
Old history, old news.
So this is old. From where you got it? Said like, this is latest. I got it from ChatGPT. This was created by ChatGPT. I said, no, go and change it. Don't use ChatGPT. Use authentic sources. So ChatGPT, Google, they all have old newses, and when you search business setup or golden visa in Google, you will get like 70,000 or 100,000 results, and each link is talking something different.
Sure.
So from where you should start. So I always advise people to have a consultant.
Yeah, I know that when I speak to you and I get questions by clients, rather than answer that question from my clients about business setup or visas, etc., I'm going to call you, because I know that 2 weeks ago you told me one thing, but it's 2 weeks later, it's going to change.
Of course.
It's likely that it might be different. And just to be sure that I'm giving the right information to my clients, I go back to them. And in a way, it's a bit like property as well. When I'm selling property, yes, a year ago I would be saying this, but today I'm saying that. It's X and Y. It's different. It's constantly evolving and changing.
100% agree with you, even within our process as well. For example, if you come to me and you tell me like, Ali, I want to set up a real estate company. We have set up a real estate company 1 month ago. I will take all the information from you. I won't send you the information firsthand. I will do my research. I'll go back with the authorities, make sure the information which I have still is up to date or something has changed. So I get people asking me like, Ali, you always say that you're 10 years in this market, but still you do research when it comes to company setup. And I tell them like, yes, because things keep on changing.
Yeah.
So nobody's expert in this field. You have to go to the authority, ask questions about the activity, cost, timelines and stuff, and new requirements.
Yeah, I think the difference is when you have experience in this market is your strength is you know who to ask.
Yes.
And it's very difficult for someone who's overseas or just arrived here who to know exactly who the right person is to get that final bit of information that's so important and crucial to any decision making.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about visas. We're going to get a lot of questions about this because this is why a lot of people would be interested in what you and I are talking about today. And there are so many different types of visas.
Yes.
Can you, off the top of your head, maybe give us a quick overview of the different visas that you can have to live in Dubai? I mean, first of all, I would put one introduction to this. I remember when I first arrived here, sort of 20 odd years ago, is that everybody was saying, yeah, but they might change their mind. I buy a house and then maybe I'll get kicked out after a few years. Yeah, I'll get a 2-year visa, but then what happens after the end of 2 years, etc.? Will they renew it? I mean, these are common questions that were happening. Even probably even 10 years ago, there were these very common questions about they could change their mind. How do you first of all, let's just address that risk that people, well, not risk, but that question that people have about visas and about the policies that this government have put in place to attract overseas people.
So there is no article or news which assures you that government is not going to take your home back from you or your license or your residency. But I will talk about history. I'll talk about the mindset of our leaders and our leaders. And you can find it on the YouTube. The founder of the UAE was interviewed saying that if someone goes to Europe or wants to get a Schengen visa, for example, there's lots of security checks before they allow someone to visit their countries. Now, since UAE is evolving, and it was beginning of the developments, it was 1995, 1996, it's an old video of Sheikh Zayed saying that getting a visit visa in Dubai is very easy. You should keep some restrictions. You should have some security checks on people before they enter. And his reply was, this is not my land. This is not my country. I was just sent here for look after my people. This is land of God. Anybody can come here. Anybody can own homes and start business and live here. That's why in 2023, UAE was ranked number 1 country of having the most nationalities, 200 plus. And until now, we are breaking this record. So UAE is the only country which has the most expat nationalities. And all over the world, it's a tiny country. USA is like how many times bigger than UAE and UK and all other countries. So this is the mindset that the country leaders they have. So it's never going to happen that you have invested in this country or you have a residency visa and it will be snatched from someone saying that, oh, the rules have changed, now expat cannot own any home, everything government is taking over.
It'll be the end. Anyway, it's not going to happen. It's not even open for discussion. That's absolutely brilliant, Ali.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I'll go back to my original question. Talk me through visas.
Okay, so I'll just cut the confusion, cut the noise about all the visas. There's 100 types of visas, visit visas, remote working visas, and this visa and that visa. We have done our research. We have done our study. There is 3 visas in the market, which is straightforward, and you can get it, and it guarantees you, secures you 2 years visa or 10 years golden visa. Number 1 is property investment visa. Very straightforward. Invest in 2 million dirhams worth of property. You don't have to pay that 2 million dirhams, even if it is 0% construction. You pay just 20%, and then you get your golden visa. That's the first type of visa, most popular right now. Second is freelance visa. If you want to stay here, you don't want to buy any property, you don't want to set up any company, you don't want to do any, I call it test drive visa. You just want to come here, find a job, or look at investment opportunities to buy a property. Freelance is the best because it's like no string attached visa. That's the second option. The third one is set up a company and get a visa, but we don't advise this. Before 5 years, when there was no compliance, you can set up a company easy and then you can get your visa. That's okay. I have done a lot. But now I don't advise anyone. Why? Because you set up a company, you are liable to file 9% corporate tax if your profit exceeds 375K. Even if your profits are not exceeding 375K, still you must have an accountant to keep your books and submit zero balance sheet. But you have to do your audits every single year. So the government is watching you, that whether you are doing business or you are a shell company. And also you must have an office. Before this, virtual HREs and stuff, these were very famous, but now they are tracking them down. There are random inspections into the offices, seeing that whether it's a shell company or this company do have staff and office. So we don't recommend that. If you are only looking for visa, don't set up a company just for visa. Set up a company if your intention is to do business. So these are the 3 visas that people should look into. Property investment, 2 to 3 weeks. Set up a company and get a visa, which we don't recommend, like a month. Freelance visa is the easiest route. It's not attached to any company. It's not attached to, you don't have to pay any taxes. There is zero income. You can still get a bank account. You can still sponsor your family and your like your kids and your wife, and kids can go to the school. The only caveat on freelance visa that it takes 45 working days, 2 months in total. This is the only downside of the freelance visa. But if you wait for 2 months, you get your Emirates ID. It's a process that you just have to follow. You get your Emirates ID and then you're good to go. After 6 months or 7 months, you found an investment opportunity, you can invest, change it to the golden visa, or you found a job, you go to your job and you change it to your employment visa.
I have a feeling on a freelance visa, you would find it very difficult to get a mortgage on a property. I think I remember that from past, but I'd probably question my my mortgage broker on that. But I've got a feeling if you're, you can buy property, no issues at all. You can have a driving license, you can do all that, but it's just getting a mortgage is the only thing that you can't do. There's one other visa that interests me because of where I am in my life, and that's retirement visa.
Retirement visa, basically when I'm talking about 10 years golden visa, there are 3 types of visas in the property investment as well. So if you invest 2 million dirhams, you get a golden visa. You invest in a property worth of 750,000 and just below 2 million dirhams, you get a 2 years investor visa. Retirement visa, if you invest in 1 million dirhams for ready property, not mortgaged, not on a payment plan, you get a retirement visa. So it's a very straightforward.
How long is the retirement visa?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And I believe the 750, that's something that used to be, what was that, 1 million before? Or
yeah,
it used to be 1 million?
Yeah, it used to be 1 million and for 5 years. And then they reduced it to 3 years, and then they reduced it to 2 years.
Now it's 2 years, and it has to be a completed property for that, doesn't it?
No, they changed.
Oh,
They
okay.
changed. So as you see the rules and regulations, they changed to make it easier. So before, 750,000 dirhams worth of property, the minimum down payment should be 375,000. But now they just want to see an uqud or a title deed, even if it is mortgaged, with 750,000 value. That's it. Nothing else required.
And going back to the retirement visa, should anybody want to do that, what's the age? What age does that start at?
55.
55.
Yeah.
Very good.
55.
And today you're talking about 10-year visas, which are the golden visas. And is there any way of getting a golden visa other than buying property for 2 million dirhams?
Yes, but very few. We process golden visas for CEOs, executives, managers in the company, doctors, athletes, people of art and culture. But the process is lengthy. It will take somewhere from 2 months to 3 months because these visas come through nomination. For example, you are a doctor and you have served in this country as a doctor for 5 or 6 years. Then I will need your profile. I will submit it to the Department of Health or DHA. Now they will come back to us after a month saying that, okay, we nominate Steven Leckie, Dr. Steven Leckie for golden visa.
That would make my parents very happy. I'm a doctor all of a sudden. Very good.
So you get, and then the process starts. Then the process is just for 2 weeks because once we get the nomination. So all other types of golden visa, they are through nomination. But the property investor visa, which is very attractive now, buy a property, put down 20%, and then
What happens when I sell that property?
I don't like to say it, but you lose your golden visa.
But do I have some time to maybe buy another property?
Yes.
So you can put, my understanding is you can put that visa on hold for
Yes,
Yeah.
60 days.
60 days.
For first, they will give you 30 days, and then within 30 days, you have to make another purchase, and then you have to present an uqud or a title deed
Within 30 days.
within 30 days.
Oh,
But
wow.
if that is not done, you can go back to DLD showing that, like, look, I already have the deal on the table, I'm going to sign, or something, like show some proof that you are going to purchase another property, then they will extend that 30 days to another 30 days. So totally you can extend it up.
Is that happening with you? Are you doing that?
So we don't do this because it's a very easy process, and we don't feel to charge clients on this very simple process, but we guide.
Right.
We will send the location and everything. We will tell them like where to go, what to do, and how to extend it or how to get the grace period.
Amazing. So again, another misunderstanding I think from people at the moment is when you are buying a property and obtaining a golden visa, that there are some developments where you won't get that. Is that still the case? Because there was some question before, is depending, and I remember having conversations with you maybe a year ago, and you said, well, it's not all developers that you'll get it.
So off-plan properties were really not popular before, because lots of developers, they have started something and they did not end it. They sold the building to another developer, and then it went to another developer, and it just never got constructed. It never got completed. So off-plan properties, even the authorities were a little bit scared of giving up a golden visa. So for example, what if you are granted a golden visa, but that project never got completed? So that's why it was not much popular. But now every developer is basically competing with other developers. So every developer is giving a good service. So that's why now they just want to see title deed and uqud. Doesn't matter what developer it is, what development, which area.
Once they've issued the uqud, does the developer have to get involved in the process? Is it NOCs or anything like that?
No.
No, nothing.
No, nothing. It's just me.
And the statement of account, you have to show that you've made the payments?
No, not anymore.
Oh, wow. So it's just uqud?
Just uqud and just passport and passport size photo. That's it. It's just if the title deed is mortgaged, then we need an NOC from the bank. If it's a ready property and mortgaged,
Right.
then we need an NOC from the bank. Otherwise, for off-plan property, nothing is needed.
And is it easy to get an NOC from your bank?
Yeah. You can just ask basically the investor or the broker have to request the bank for an NOC. It's just one page of NOC where there is a stamp of a bank.
So, Ali, it's in my interest that people buy property because that's what I do for a living. And my question to you is, as a real estate broker, I'm getting a lot of questions from clients. They say, right, I just want to buy a property to get a visa. What would you advise me to say to someone who may have anywhere from 1 to 3 million dirhams to spend on a property in Dubai, and what kind of visa that they can get?
Right. So if you have an investor which is undecided between 1 to 3 million, I would always say go with 2 million dirhams, because there are two factors. Number one is golden visa. For golden visa, you don't have to pay the full 2 million dirhams anyway. You just pay 20% and you get golden visa, which is like 10 years guaranteed residency visa. 10 years golden visa is not like a 2 years investor visa or 2 years employment visa where you have to be in the country every 6 months. Once you get your 10 years golden visa, it's up to you. There's no restrictions. You can get it, leave, and come just before ending of 10 years to renew it. And the paperwork is also very simple. We just need the uqud if it's an off-plan property, or title deed if it's a ready property, and we need your passport and passport size photo. The cost of setting up is 10,500 dirhams government fee. That's it. You can get the golden visa. That's the first factor. The second factor is when you are investing in 1 million dirhams or 1.5 million dirhams. I'm not a real estate broker, but I have relatives and friends who have invested this kind of money. You will invest in Silicon Oasis or International City or not prime locations. But if you go with 2 million dirhams, here now you are getting the ROI, return on investment, because the rental yields are more than those areas, plus there will be property appreciation. So now you have an asset which is in a prime location, plus you're getting a golden visa. So that's what I always recommend, to have like 2 million dirhams.
What happens if they don't have 2 million dirhams to spend on a property?
Then they have an option of any property which is below 2 million dirhams, then they can get a residency visa for 2 years investor visa. The process is a little bit lengthier than golden visa, because golden visa takes just 2 weeks, but 2 years investor visa will take a month to set up that visa. The costs are almost same. It's 11,000 dirhams, and the paperwork are also almost same. We just need the uqud, title deed, passport size photo. There is one extra requirement, which is police clearance certificate.
Police clearance
Yeah.
certificate, right. One of the other things that I have heard people say is, if I buy a property for 1.9 million, I don't need an investor visa or a golden visa today. But the property is going to be ready in 3 years and it's going to be worth more than 1.9 million. Can I get a valuation on that property that suggests that it is actually worth more than 2 million?
That's actually a good question, because lots of people, they have 1.9 million dirhams title deed and they keep on renewing on that 2 years. But actually you can reevaluate your property. If the valuation comes out more than 2 million dirhams, you cannot upgrade your visa. It's canceling the visa and applying a golden visa, because these both are two different categories, right?
It has to be a completed property. You can get a valuation done. Do you know what the cost of that is to get a valuation?
So valuation, there are different companies which they are doing it. But in order to convert your visa from 2 years to golden visa, you must get it valued in the DLD itself only,
Right.
which will cost you around about 3,500 to 4,500. Mostly I ask my investor to do it by themselves, because it's an easy process.
You can do it on the REST app, I believe.
Yes, you can do it through the REST app. You can send an email to DLD and they will send you a link. It's a very easy process. But if someone is very busy and they have too much money, they want me to do it, then we charge 1,000 dirhams.
Great. So you are an ideal person as an Emirati, someone who's lived here since birth, really. You're a lifelong Emirati. You've seen a lot of change. I've seen a lot of changes.
A lot.
And in what have I been here? 20, over 20 years, let's just call it that. I've been here over 20 years. You've been here all your life. And from an Emirati's point of view, what have been some of the significant changes that you've seen? Not necessarily in business, but just in the way life is here in the UAE.
So I'm born and raised in Al Ain, and it used to take 4.5 hours to drive from Al Ain to Dubai. Obviously, we don't have beach over there. So only on Eid holidays, my father used to drive us to the beach in Dubai, and it used to take 4.5 hours, because there's only one track coming to Dubai, and there was areas and roundabouts and humps and stuff. But now it's 1 hour.
Really?
Right? If you Google, I'm born in 1991. If you Google 1991 Sheikh Zayed Road, which they call it like spine of Dubai, if you Google Jumeirah Beach 1991, you see it's a desert. I mean, if I would invest in real estate market, I always tell to my friends and cousins, like, invest in sand, invest in desert. Lots of brokers, they don't agree in investing in Dubai South, for example, or on that side of Dubai. But I would always tell them, like, Google 1991 Sheikh Zayed Road. It was a desert. So what happened in downtown, what happened in Marina, in JLT, back 20 years or 25 years, now this is what's happening on that side. So if you see a square per feet price in downtown, it's 3,500, and then you see on the desert side, it's much lower than that, but it's going to reach to that level as well. So we have seen every single construction here, like the making of Palm Jumeirah, the making of Burj Khalifa, the making of Marina, downtown, everything. This were in front of our eyes. You know that area where it is Medina Jumeirah right now, 5-star hotel with Burj Al Arab, everything. My friends used to live there. We used to play football over there.
Chicago Beach. Yes, it was called Chicago Beach.
Yeah. So we used to play football just on our area itself. So it was But this all now changed.
I remember, I mean, people don't believe this either, but 22 years ago, I was camping on Jumeirah Beach, where the Jumeirah Beach is now,
Yes.
where the address is.
Yes.
Where the address Jumeirah Beach, I used to go camping on that beach with my dogs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? How welcoming is Dubai to the overseas?
For example, my elder cousins or my dad or father, they did not go to a college. And there was no international education over here. But then colleges and international education came here. Many things got westernized, right? And this actually opened the minds of Arabs here and local Emiratis, and they became more and more welcoming. Now, my friends before in childhood were only local Emiratis, but now I have friends from everywhere in the world. So this have now changed. You won't find this here. Even in Ramadan, you won't feel it. It's Ramadan.
Mm-mm. Do you think that's for the better?
I think so, yeah. I think it's a common ground for everybody. You know, the things which is happening in the world, they find peace over here. I think it's very good.
Yeah, I think one of the visions of Sheikh Zayed, who's the founder of the UAE, was that he wanted to welcome everybody, as you said earlier.
Yes.
And the point of that was that oil was not going to last forever.
100%.
And you needed to diversify your economy. And it wasn't something that you guys could do on your own as such. You needed
100%.
levels of expertise, experiences from all over the world, educators, medicine, etc. has to come here to make a city that is welcoming to everybody. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. All the sectors that you see that are booming right now, construction, AI, fintech, it's all expats and West and exports are running it. So we don't want to take the credit like, okay, no, we are the best and we did everything. No, we did, yes, everything. We are number one in the world with the help of the people.
Sure. I live here because I find it such an exciting and dynamic place to live, and the opportunities that I have here. And it's not just about the fact that I don't have to pay any tax, and it's one of the safest places in the world to be. There's a lot more going on here. And I'm very excited about what's going on, all the changes and the government, etc. I wonder, from your point of view, what are you most excited about for the future of Dubai, the UAE, etc.? Where do you see the future?
I think I'm very excited, and I'm happy that Dubai have done its mistakes. We are not in 2008 or 2012. Well, 2012 was global, but 2008 we did our mistakes and we have learned from our mistakes. And I'm in a generation that there's no room of mistakes right now. Dubai, we see every industry is growing. We are into setups. Everybody is talking about real estate. In many countries, real estate fluctuates like after 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. It's not going to happen in Dubai because real estate is backed by other industries as well. I'm an expert in setting up businesses, and we see the construction companies are coming in. We do lots of construction setups, contracting, because developers are coming in. And then we see AI companies. USA and UAE usually have agreed to invest 1 trillion into AI. We have set up fintech companies in the DFC. We have seen gold and commodity trading companies coming in DMCC. Lots of logistic company, Blore, CMA, CGM. One of the largest shipping companies are here in Jafza, and their offices are also in Jafza. So in many countries, when real estate goes up, it's only the real estate. But our leaders are also more focused on other industries, which are backing the real estate, which will also increase the population. By 2030, the aim is to get 5.8 million. Right now, we are at 3.8 or 3.9 million.
At the rate we're growing, by 2030, we should be at the 5 million at least.
Yes.
If it continues at the rate it is.
Yeah, so very excited that we landed in a generation that is going forward, and the development's very excited to see forward. I mean, they are building Jabal Ali. The other day, I was just comparing the Jabal Ali project with Monaco. It's bigger than Monaco. It's bigger than a country, right? So, yeah, very excited.
Yeah, me too. And thank you very much, Ali, for joining me today.
It's been
It's been It's been another learning curve for me. I've learnt a lot, as always. Every time I ever talk to you, I learn things, and it's been brilliant. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me, giving me this opportunity to be your guest.
My pleasure. Thanks to Ali for unpacking so much of what people are curious and confused about. If you're sitting overseas wondering whether Dubai is right for you, this episode should give you a clear direction. If you've got more questions or need help, don't hesitate to reach out. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. I'm Steven Leckie, and I'll see you in the next one.